Hey folks, we did all that talking about Zilta and the phone and we never got around to showing it to you. So this is a quick little bit at the end and Larry is going to give us some insights into the phone. Maybe you could take it away. Give us...
Yeah, so as you see, like really the phone, it's all about making things super simple. So there's actually a lot less things that you can do. Large icons, clear options, and when you go to the menu and see things, you know, it's really intended for people who might not have perfect eyesight and so forth, but really have something that they will be familiar with. And again, you know, we found that some people really love Facebook, so you can like customize it a bit and add Facebook there on the home screen. You know, it's like every one of us is a bit different, and that's what we're kind of all about, figuring out what is the perfect phone for each of our customers. Target audience is a bit older, you know, 55 to 65-year-olds and above, and so forth. Now, in terms of phone, this is like you know, it's running the latest version of Android, and it's really you know, on par with something like a Nexus 4 in terms of hardware specs.
And how are you able to get them at an affordable price?
Yeah, so fundamentally, like the chipsets and so forth we've chosen come from a Taiwanese manufacturer that's really specializing in low-end phones. So we think there's going to be a lot more phones being sold at lower prices, and they might not be run by the same American, you know, big tech companies out there. And the hardware we've been testing so far looks great. And you know, really, this is the kind of the next big thing we think. How are the next billion phones going to be produced? It's going to be produced by, you know, sensibly priced, you know, Chinese or Taiwanese companies.
Okay, excellent. And do you want to give people watching maybe a quick spin around of the phone? Maybe you can show them the back and show them. So it actually has a camera on it.
Yeah. So the camera
it has a lot of the features. Like a Nexus 4 is a decent enough phone.
Actually, so it's got an 8 megapixel camera in the back. It's got a 2 megapixel camera in the front. And in terms of GPS, it has that. FM radio is actually, like, funnily enough, it was like the one feature people really wanted. So you know, it does have FM radio. And in terms of you know, insides, I think the 4 gigabytes of RAM and 1 gigabyte of ROM. That was the kind of you know, 1.3 gigahertz processor that's basically speedy enough that it's going to run any of the apps you want, but it's not going to cost you the moon, basically.
Okay, and you mentioned that you went through kind of a process of getting a lot of feedback when you released the initial app to the Google Play Store. Did any things you learned from that feed directly into the phone itself?
I mean, totally. Like in the beginning, like we assumed things like, okay, people really want to get their music from their phone and so forth. So one of the big apps on the, you know, in the very beginning of our first version of the app was a big music button. No one really pressed it. And then we figured out that, okay, so we started asking people what would they really want. And people really want SMS. You might think that people are using WhatsApp or they're using Hangouts and so forth, but in our target demographics, people really want SMS. So we're incorporating an SMS function there that should be hopefully easy enough to use and people feel comfortable with.
Okay, great. Okay, that's it from myself and Larry. And as we said, get your grandparents out there, force them to go online and to pre-order Zilta. Okay, thanks folks.